Okay, so you also agree with this text?
Yes.
Exactly word to word?
Yes.
Okay. So here, do you agree he was a son of man?
Yes, he's the son of man, and he's the
Not
son of man.
father then?
Yes, he's the son of man. He's the son of God. He's both.
No.
Can we agree that
it cannot be like that?
Well, that's a side issue, doctor. I just want to.
No, it is not. This is the problem. This is the problem.
Can you agree that he said that he was going to die and rise? That's just all I want to know.
See, I have no problem with this. I understand this, but I will not choose any one particular phrase in the text. I will understand from saying, "See, we are going to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be delivered." Now, see, we are going, and the Son, again, grammatically, first person, second person, third person, here it changes, okay? No problem. I'm not going into grammar now. See, we are going to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man, will be delivered over to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death. They will, and deliver him over to the Gentiles. And they will mock him and spit on him and flog him and kill him. But Jesus is saying that he is going to be killed?
Yes, he is. He says that
they will do that.
Yes, so he says that he will be killed, and after 3 days he will rise, right?
Yeah. So this is, again, he is talking about something going to happen in the future.
Correct.
You agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. And the other stories from 9 to 20 speaks about the future.
Right. So in the future, future from here, from this point in this conversation,
yes,
in the future later on, Jesus is saying that he's going to be killed, mocked, flogged, spit on, and then rise again from the dead after 3 days. Correct?
Yes. Okay. But so far not happened yet from your Bible.
It didn't happen yet. You're right. It didn't happen yet. So Jesus, being a true prophet of God, he prophesizes that he is going to die by crucifixion, right, under the Gentiles, and he's going to rise again from the dead on the third day. So with this being said, we have Jesus foretelling his crucifixion, and then obviously we have these appearances that you even mentioned. You brought up him showing his hands and his feet and his side, right, the holes in his hands and stuff in John 20. And so we see that according to Jesus, we have another verse here in Luke 24. He says it again. He says, then he said to them, this is after he resurrected, he met the disciples on the road to Emmaus. He met a couple of them. He said, these are my words that I spoke to you while I was still with you, that everything written about me in the law of Moses and the prophets and the Psalms must be fulfilled. Then he opened their minds to understand the scriptures and said to them, thus it is written that the Christ should suffer and on the third day rise from the dead, and that repentance for the forgiveness of sins should be proclaimed in his name to all nations, beginning from Jerusalem. So can we agree that, again, we have in the gospel that Jesus says that this is after the fact, and he says that it did happen, that it was written that the Christ should suffer and on the third day rise from the dead. So he's acknowledging that the Christ, the Messiah, is supposed to rise from the dead, correct?
Yeah, okay. I totally accept what it says. Let's go with the text again one by one.
Awesome.
44, it says, then he said to them, these are my words that I spoke to you while I was still with you, that everything written about me in the law of Moses. Now again, the law of Moses and the prophets and the Psalms must be fulfilled. Now, till here, it's a question mark. What was written exactly in the law? This is a third person is speaking from himself about Jesus, that these are the words of Jesus. And that's a nice way of presenting the script by the scholars who are printing this Bible. They bring his words into red text to show to the people. Even look at the end of the word for, there is a footnote there. And footnote is an explanation. And the people will try to explain what is that footnote is.
It just means some manuscripts say and.
Yes. So that means you have a difference of manuscripts as well. So let's talk about the first part.
It doesn't change what the text is saying at all.
Yeah, okay. But how can we know that?
Because it's just the word and. The only difference is that the word is and.
My son, we have to study that everything word to word if we bring a specific words. This is what I believe, that as an academic lecturer, or if you are teaching in the class or school or the university, when you are bringing one manuscript to script to the students, and if it says that this is also in the another script, then as a teacher, as a lecturer, my duty is to bring that as to compare that. Now, that's not a problem. We are not here in the school here. So my other point is, then he opened their minds to understand the scriptures again. And then he said to them, thus it is written that the Christ should suffer and on the third day rise from the dead. All these are accepted from the Christian's perspective on one side. But I will also bring my evidence from the Bible, from my side, which you also have to understand that what does that actually mean in English, because this is where the word in Quran, when it says shubbiha lahum, it was made to appear like that to them, that they actually... Yeah, so we will discuss that topic from the Quranic verses. Then, inshallah, we will discuss that. But let's see. I really respect you because you brought the evidence, and I'm grateful to James as well that he is showing the screen. So, all right,
So just to be clear, so by the verses we're looking at on the screen, Jesus not only foretold meaning prophesied his death and resurrection in the future, but also talks about it as being fulfilled, meaning it happened. So he says it happened and it was done, according to what we're looking at here, correct?
Yeah,
it was fulfilled.
This is one side of the Bible from the Christian's perspective. Go ahead, the next. What is your next evidence?
So now with Jesus himself acknowledging that he died and rose again from the dead, my question to you would be this. What is among the Christians, what is the dominant view when it comes to the death, burial, the death of Jesus? Is it that he wasn't crucified, or is it that he was crucified?
Okay, have you done with your evidence?
Just for this part right here.
If you have, because I'm going to bring those verses from the Bible, which will prove that Jesus didn't die. So if you have still more, I'll still give you time to bring your evidence.
Yeah, I'm just asking on this. What is the dominant view?
No, so far, I agree with you from your perspective, not from my belief.
No, yeah, no. I'm just asking. Yeah. I'm asking objectively, what is the dominant view on the death of Jesus? Is it that he didn't die, or is it that he did die?
No, definitely based on what you have produced over here, what you have shown. Definitely, it confirms that Jesus did die.
Yeah, no. So
he was raised.
I know that's not what I'm asking. So if we take the other verses that you're even going to show, I'm talking about the view of the people, based on the view of the people, the followers of Jesus.
Which people?
The followers of Jesus.
Okay.
What is the dominant view that they've held, and they held even to this day?
This is which is very clear. That's the reason I brought the topic. Yes, according to the followers of Jesus, believers of Jesus, the laymen, including the learned scholars, they all say that Jesus did die on the cross. He was buried in the grave. He stayed there for 3 days and 3 nights, and then he rose from that, and he came, and the prophecy was fulfilled. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So very good. I appreciate that. So now the reason why that's important is because this goes into the evidence that I gave in my opening statement with the Quran verses that says that Allah made the followers of Jesus dominant in spreading the message. And so therefore, since the dominant message is that Jesus died and resurrected 3 days later, either that's the belief that Allah helped spread and that's the true message of Jesus, therefore making Islam false because it contradicts that, obviously, or that's the message of the disbelievers the disbelievers overcame the true believers in spreading this message that Jesus died and rose again. And therefore Allah failed to keep his promise in making the followers of Jesus dominant. And so then Islam will be false either way. You understand what I'm saying?
You want me to say this?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So you asked me about the dominant view and objective of the Christians' belief. And I said, this is what they believe. Yes, true. And now you quote my verses from the Quran, and you are saying that the dominant or the message is what you believe. Where did you get this from, that we believe the same what you believe?
That's my point. I know that you don't believe what I believe. My point is that the Quran says that the followers of Jesus are made dominant over the disbelievers in helping Jesus spread the message. So that would mean that the dominant, whatever the dominant message is, according to the Quran, has to be the true message that Allah helped spread. If Allah, right?
Yeah, son, the Quran says, وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ and وَشُبِّهَ لَهُمْ وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ يَقِينًا. So this is the dominant message which we are promoting, even to tell the Christians that this is how we are helping this. Because you can't take that message and put the, that verse and put your understanding to that, because your understanding is not there. It is understood from your perspective, from your understanding, that is the message which, we understood that Jesus did die. And Quran is saying that if the followers of Jesus will be dominant with the message. So that is, you are putting that message of he was crucified, that message that he died, that message that he was buried, that message he was raised. I have no problem. That is from your perspective. But when you talk about from that particular verse, that verse does not say what is the message. So
I got you.
From your perspective, you say that. I don't mind. I will take it. I have respect for that. But from my perspective, I say the message which is dominant in that verse is وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ وَلَكِنْ شُبِّهَ لَهُمْ وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ يَقِينًا. That they did not kill him, they did not crucify him, they did not kill him. They were made to think like that they are crucifying somebody. And وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ يَقِينًا, they did not. This is what that verse is in our support, not yours, because you have your understanding, I have my understanding.
So this is where the problem lies, Doctor. It's that it's by your own admission that the dominant view among the followers of Jesus is that he was crucified and rose again on the third day. You admitted that. And so
I admit it from your perspective. You have to remember my word as well.
No, because I asked you.
I'm agreeing. I'm saying that
remember,
this
Doctor,
is how the Christians.
Now remember, Doctor. I asked you just really quick.
Habibi,
I asked you apart from what I'm showing you, but my perspective subjectively, yours. But when we look at it objectively, what is the dominant view amongst the followers of Jesus regarding the crucifixion? Is it that he didn't die, or is it that he did die? And you acknowledge that, yes, to the followers of Jesus, to the Christians, the dominant view is absolutely that he died, was buried, and rose again.
Yeah, so, I say it now.
Right.
I again say it according to the followers of Jesus.
I know. So according to the followers of Jesus, the message is that Jesus died by crucifixion, was buried in the tomb, rose again 3 days later. And so since that's the view and the message of the followers of Jesus, Allah says in chapter 61, verse 14 and 355, that he made the followers of Jesus dominant over the disbelievers in helping Jesus spread his message. And so if he makes them dominant in spreading the message, that means that they're truly spreading the message of Jesus. And we see that this included the death, burial, and the resurrection. So the problem is that the Quran, obviously, like you keep repeating correctly, the Quran says it was made to appear so. They neither killed him nor did they crucify him, but it was made to appear so. But the followers of Jesus was going around saying Jesus died by crucifixion, was buried in a tomb, and rose again 3 days later. So the problem is that Allah denies, he denies the crucifixion while pushing the message of the crucifixion. there's a dilemma there. So either the crucifixion is the true message that Allah helped spread, and therefore Allah's contradicting himself by saying it didn't happen, or the message of the crucifixion was spread by disbelievers, and that became dominant over the true believers, which would then make Allah a failure because he said he'll make the true believers of Jesus dominant over the disbelievers. So that's the dilemma.
Okay. See, that's the problem for you. For us, it's
for me.
Why? Yes, I'll tell you, because you are making me agree what Christians believe. And I did tell you from the very beginning, whatever the Christians quote from the Bible, whatever they will say, I have no problem, because this is their Bible and they have to say that this is how they understand. But when you are saying that the message that is brought by the disciples of Jesus, which is what you are referring here, is the crucifixion, because there is no evidence, even from our tafsir, you can't bring that they are saying, our scholars of tafsir will say that this is here the message, what you are referring to in 65, isn't it? 61. Verse 14. What is that? 65 verse 14.
Yeah, 61:14. Yeah.
61:14. It does not say in any of our tafsir. Bring that tafsir if you know it, because now from my perspective, you have to teach me then that your scholars have understood this, that this message which is mentioned here and being a dominant over other disbelievers, that message is actually the crucifixion message or the story of his dying. If you have that from our sources, and this is how our scholars have understood from that verse, I can take it. I say that message, what is mentioned there, and the disciples of Jesus who brought that message is where it says in Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5. It clearly says that and Surah An-Nisa, chapter 4, that he wasn't killed, he wasn't crucified, he wasn't killed, and it was made to them that somebody is being killed, and there are verses I will bring. If you will give me enough time, and James will have 2 more coffee cups and give me enough time to read my evidence, then I will say, and this is again from your Bible, I will not say anything, that this Bible is telling me that story has got some loopholes in that. I'm sorry, I'm not using that word, but I have respect for the Bible. I told you.
Okay.
If you give me Bible, I will keep like this Bible on my head. I've seen so many YouTubers. Yes, I've seen so many YouTubers. They have urinated on the Quran. They have kicked the Quran. They have burned the Quran. And they have torn the pages of the Quran. And I say they need help. Get well soon.
I got you. Shall
I bring the verses now?
Hold on, because I don't think that you're seeing the problem. Is it?
I don't see.
Okay. So is it a true message or a false message? That
which message?
I'm about to say it. Is it a true message that
the verse from the Quran?
You gotta let me ask you so you can hear it. I'm about to tell you. Okay. Is the crucifixion of Jesus, that he died, was buried, and rose again in 3 days, is that view and that message a false message or the true message?
From Christian's perspective, true.
No, period. Objectively. We're talking when we talk about truth, we talk about objective.
Yeah, from my perspective, objectively, it's not.
Okay. So objectively, it's not true that Jesus died by crucifixion and rose again 3 days later. Got it. And yet the dominant view among the followers of Jesus is a false message that he was crucified and rose again, right? Okay.
Yeah, from my perspective.
I understand. So the dominant view among the followers of Jesus is a false message. Okay. According to the Quran, Allah says that he made the followers of Jesus, in spreading the message, he made them dominant against the disbelievers, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when Allah makes the followers of Jesus dominant, that means that he is helping them spread the true message, and their true message is going to be the dominant message among the followers of Jesus, right?
From Christian's perspective, that message. If you're quoting Quran, then you have to bring which message is dominant there.
No, I don't have to bring which message is dominant there, because the Quran is actually making a historical claim. It's making a claim.
The proof for the message. My son, you have to bring the proof from the message.
Do you understand that the Quran is making, like, it's making a historical claim about what happened with Jesus and his disciples?
Which message?
Okay. The message that the disciples were spreading, the followers of Jesus were spreading.
Okay. They were spreading, according to the Christians, they were spreading that. According to the Muslims, they were spreading that he wasn't died. He didn't die.
And very good. Very good. I'm with you. Which of those views became the dominant view?
The one which is latest, and latest is the Quran.
That's not the dominant view. You already admit it.
No,
which of the views became the dominant view?
My son, I agree that it is dominant from your perspective. I'm still saying from my
talking about objectively, not my perspective. Look, when you tally the numbers, you tally the crucifixion event and what people believe about the crucifixion objectively, regardless if you're an atheist, a Muslim, a Jew, Christian, doesn't matter. What is the objective dominant view on what happened to Jesus? Is it that he wasn't crucified, or was it that he was crucified? Objectively.
See, again, you're mixing Christians, Jews, atheists, Muslims. You talk about Christians because this is the matter of the Christians. Objectively, according to Christians, he died.
Okay.
He died. He was crucified. And it is. But you can't put that, you can't, force the Christians, the Jews to believe in that. You can't force the atheists to believe in that.
I'm not, even though they do, as I quoted a Jewish scholar, Paula Fredrickson, earlier, and I quoted the atheists earlier, who all believe that Jesus was crucified. It's only the Muslims that's saying otherwise right now, which is okay, because that's not my argument. My argument right now that I want to hammer down is that you're conceding that the dominant view among the followers of Jesus is that he was crucified and rose again. That's the dominant view. However, that's a false view according to the Quran. So therefore, a false view among the followers of Jesus has become the dominant view, the dominant message. Now, unfortunately, this would mean that Allah helped support a false view become dominant. Either he helped a false view become dominant and spread a false message, which will make Islam false, or that's not the message that he spread. He did not help spread this dominant view. This view actually came from the disbelievers, the ones who would corrupt the message of Jesus and the apostles, and therefore the disbelieving view became the dominant view. So let me ask it this way. The view that Jesus was crucified and rose again, amongst the followers of Jesus, is this a disbelieving view, or is this the believing view? Like, are believers the one who taught this, or are these the disbelievers, corrupt disbelievers who taught this?
Now, I want you to repeat the sentence where you are saying that if the verse says that Allah is supporting the false message, where did you get this idea from?
I'm getting it from a deduction.
Give me the message from the Quran.
I'm doing deduction and reasoning.
Habibi, my brother, my son, I want you to give me the exact quotation from that verse that it is the message that was the message of crucifixion. I'm not saying the dominant message for you people. It's for you. You can bring any belief of yours, make it dominant, and then you promote it, and then you bring the Quranic verse and say, look, Quran is confirming that the believers of, followers of Jesus are promoting this message. So you are saying that. I'm saying, where did Allah say that this message of crucifixion is something which Allah is promoting? And I'm saying it is false. Then you are saying it is Allah is promoting the false messages. I'm not saying that. I'm saying first of all, let's agree which message is there in that verse that you are quoting from Quran. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So I don't know if I was James, ambiguous or uncertain.
Question, James?
We all understand your question. Let me actually repeat your question and in your position to show you that I understand you. And then I want you to do the same to me to show me that you understand where I'm coming from, okay? What you're asking is that I need to show you from the Quran in that passage, in that context, what the message is that was being spread in the first place, to then come to a conclusion which message Allah spread. We need to show what the message was in that context. I can't just assume something and just put it there. That's your point, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's my point?
Your point is saying, according to the believers and followers of Jesus, this was the message they're supposed to promote, and this is what Allah is supporting them. This is what you're saying. I'm saying, where does that say that Allah is promoting that message to the public, and this is what He's supporting the followers of Jesus?
So that's not that message. That's not my point. Let's do this. So the verse says that Allah supported the followers of Jesus in spreading the message. Whatever that message is, Allah's helping them spread it. Like they're going around preaching the message of Jesus. They're preaching the message of Jesus, right? And Allah helped them become dominant over the disbelievers in spreading the message of Jesus. Can we agree? According to the
yes.
Okay. Now, that's the message of Jesus they're spreading. Does the message of Jesus include his death, burial, and resurrection? According to the Quran.
According to the Quran?
Yeah.
Where?
No, I'm asking, does it include?
I'm asking you. Tell me.
Very good. So the answer is no.
Where the Quran says this?
I got you. So the answer is no, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the death, burial, and resurrection is not what is included in the message of Jesus. Got it. So that means that the death, burial, and resurrection is included in a false message that is also being spread in contention with the true message. The true message is that he wasn't crucified, it was made to appear so. The false message is that he died and was buried and rose again 3 days later. Right? Now, here's the question now. Which message became the dominant message among the followers of Jesus? Is it that it was made to appear so, or that he actually was crucified and rose again?
Crucified.
Awesome. So the false message became dominant. The true message was not dominant. It got overwhelmed by the false message. So this means, this is where now our conclusion, okay? Based on what the verse says, we supported them and the followers of Jesus in spreading his message, and they became dominant. So, but we know historically that the false message actually became dominant. The message of the disbelievers became dominant. So therefore, this verse is a failure because Allah says he supported them and they became dominant when really they didn't. They got overcome by the disbelieving message that Jesus died and rose again. So therefore, Islam would be false. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Do you understand my point?
I understood your point. I understood the point, my lovely brother, Dr. David Wood, as well. He brought the same verse and he brought the same argument. But my point is still there. The dominant message is again according to the followers of Jesus. It's not according to the atheist. I cannot confirm that any qualified atheist or any historian, today's historian, has ever confirmed that, okay, whatever it is, historically that is known. Historically, everything is known. Historically, even known that Muhammad is existing, but Christians deny his existence. Historically, Kaaba is existing. Christians deny his existence. It is existent. And historically, Abrahamic religion and the son of Abraham, Ishmael, was settled down in Mecca. That is historically known.
No, it's not. None of those.
I know. Christians deny that. So that way, I can say that we are not talking about history now. I agreed with everything you quoted from the Bible, and I'll still stick to the Bible. But I'm saying that message of crucifixion is the story and the message there. And even that message is not confirmed from our book, from our verse, that Allah is promoting that. And if Allah is promoting that, then Allah is promoting the verse which clearly says that he wasn't crucified, he wasn't killed. That I'm saying this verse is supporting us, not you, because we have that support from our another verse, which is the story of not crucified. and this verse together, but you are not bringing any evidence from our sources which can confirm that this was the message of the followers of Jesus were bringing.
You're missing it again. I'm with you. I'm going with your view that the followers of Jesus didn't preach the crucifixion, resurrection, of Jesus. I'm with you that this message is a message of the disbelievers. Allah didn't spread that one. He spread that it was made to appear so, and that he's just the Messiah, and yada yada yada. Right? I'm with you. So what I need you to connect with now is the fact that their message, the true followers of Jesus, their message got overcome by the false message. Their message, the true message that he wasn't crucified, got diminished and was not dominating like Allah said it would dominate. Allah said that the followers of Jesus and their message would dominate over the disbelievers, that it did dominate. But we see by our own admission here that it didn't, because the false message that he was crucified actually dominates even to this day. So this means, so let me just make it clear. I'm with you. Allah did not spread that Jesus was crucified. He did not support that message that Jesus was crucified and rose again. He did not support that one. He supposedly supported the one where he wasn't crucified. Unfortunately, it's the disbelieving false message that became dominant, which means Allah failed to make the followers of Jesus, the true followers of Jesus, dominant over the disbelievers, which would then make Islam false.
Done?
Yeah. Do you understand?
Yeah, I totally understand. That it becomes false because you are saying it is because the Christians, they believe in it, and the Christians are still believing in that. Yes?
That is dominant. It's the dominant view.
So is it dominating Muslims?
Absolutely.
No. You can find any Muslim who doesn't even know the first chapter of the Quran will ever say that Jesus was crucified. No, nothing.
Doctor, I'm not saying that Muslims
let
believe
alone
that.
the scholars. Scholars will debate you with the way asking you.
I'm not saying that Muslims believe that. Please, you don't have to go on that. I'm not saying Muslims believe that.
For the Christians, I don't mind.
Okay.
Christians can dominate anything they want.
So according to the dominant view among the followers of Jesus,
among the followers of Jesus, yes.
Okay. So my goodness, it's like when Allah says that the followers of Jesus would be dominant over the disbelievers from then all the way until the day of judgment, could at any point in this time a false message dominate the message of the true believers?
Okay, now the question is, Allah is not saying the Christians, okay? Allah is not saying the Christians. My son, try to understand. You're answering the question. You're trying to put them in my head that Allah is saying about you people, that Christians are dominant and they have this dominant view, and Allah is first saying that it is not. And if it is not, that this is false. And then the verse says that he's pushing the false message. You're not answering the question, so Allah is always false either way.
You gotta answer the question. Because I feel like an answer to this question would help us progress.
I'm telling you, does not mean that message is dominant in this verse. It's according to you. According to the Christians, it could be, but you can't use our words
you're not answering the question.
This is what Allah is saying.
You're not answering the question. Allah says that the followers of Jesus and spreading their message will be dominant. Do we agree?
Which message?
The message of Jesus that they're spreading.
I'm talking from my book.
Yeah, they're spreading the message of Jesus, right?
Which message?
The message of Jesus. Did he have multiple messages?
No.
Okay, so the message of Jesus, that's what they're spreading, correct?
I will not say correct in the sense if you're bringing my verse. Habibi, my verse says that Jesus' message is what? Jesus' message is to fulfill the law of 10 commandments.
Can you guys see the screen?
That is Jesus' message. And he did tell when he was asked, that was the first message, was the first commandment. And that's why he said that. So we believe that whatever Jesus has said, which is not contradicting our verses, this is his message.
Sure, you got it. Whatever you say. So they're spreading the message of Jesus, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and they become
Not the false
dominant.
message.
They become dominant in spreading the message of Jesus, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, according to the Quran, since Allah makes them dominant in spreading the message of Jesus, can at any point a false message overcome the message of Jesus and become dominant over the true message of Jesus?
Not by Allah.
You said not by Allah?
Allah will never promote that.
Okay. So Allah would make sure himself that the true message of Jesus remains dominant even over a false message, right?
Yes.
Okay. So watch this. Among the followers of Jesus from the first century before Muhammad, let's say right before Muhammad, what was the dominant message among the followers of Jesus regarding the crucifixion? Was it that he wasn't crucified, or was it that he was crucified?
No, he wasn't. Even
that he wasn't?
I can prove. If you want that subject, listen, Habibi, if you want that subject to be discussed in detail, that what Christians believe about the crucifixion, then we can talk only about Christians, what Christians believe or not. And I can, as I said, that is not my interest. My interest is the Bible. And you have not even given me the chance to bring the verses from the Bible. And James, you are just having coffees and nothing. You're not allowing me to share my video.
Well, to be fair to Avery, though, because the broad topic is Islam versus Christianity, which is true.
Yeah.
And Avery, it sounds like he's saying that Allah said that, like, according to the Quran, that the message of Jesus will not be kind of outdone by a more dominant false message about Jesus. But I think Avery's saying, but hey, wait a minute. Avery's saying that according to historical records, this is his position. I'm not saying it's true. I want to be impartial. But he's saying that according to historical records, for the early church, easily from the death of Christ until the start of Islam, believed that Jesus did get crucified and resurrected. So he's trying to use it as an argument against Islam being true. So I do think it's, to be fair, I think it's relevant. I want to give you a chance to ask Avery questions too, but it's certainly, I just don't know if it seems that it's certainly within the bounds of like the subject matter.
James, let's assume, okay, gentlemen, I forgot your name. What's your full name?
Avery.
How do you spell it, please? So I will repeat it again.
Avery.
Okay, Avery. Okay, now I'll tell you one thing. Let's agree with Avery and James as well that historically this has happened, and historically this message has came till today and till the time of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So now, if this is the case, and this is what Allah is promoting, and Allah is making that this message will dominate till the day of judgment, then what's the point of Allah himself is bringing another verse there? And that who will defend? We Muslims will defend. We say the message in this verse is the message which is mentioned about that he didn't die. This is what it is conveyed. Otherwise, it has been historically can be distorted. There are so many evidence I can say, and I can prove that even in the Mark, the 9 to 20, it's disputed among the scholars that this story is incomplete. The crucifixion story is incomplete. Sorry to say that. But I think the Christian scholars are not understanding that. And Christian scholars are hiding that from Mark 9 to 20, these verses are actually not there in the original teaching of the gospel. And now when we talk about Jesus, and when we talk about the message of Jesus, we say that is Injil, gospel of Jesus. Where is gospel of Jesus here? My gentleman, my Habibi, my young man, he is talking about the crucifixion from the stories of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Where is the gospel of Jesus, where this prophecy is mentioned from him? And if that is, and where is his message?
You're
And
saying that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John didn't write the Injil?
Please, you can speak afterwards. So when the gospel of Jesus is saying that message, and it goes till the day of judgment, then I can say this verse, which is quoted by my young man, is accepted. But now my disagreement is that message, if according to Avery, if accepted that this is the message, dominant message is there in this, and God is promoting it, then what is the message there from our book? Why can't he take that message then? If he takes this verse of mine, why can't he take that message of mine and then reconcile them and come to this message and understanding that the dominant message of God, which is supported to the followers of Jesus, is this, that he wasn't crucified, he didn't die, and he didn't raise from the grave, and he was alive.
All right. In chapter 3, verse 55, it says, and I'll read it again because I used this earlier. It says,
bring it
when
on
Allah
the screen,
said, please. Oh, Jesus, that'll cause... here we go, bro. There you are. Okay. You can see it?
Yes.
When Allah said, Oh, Jesus, look, I am gathering you and causing you to ascend to me, and am cleansing thee of those who disbelieve, and am setting those who follow you above those who disbelieve until the day of resurrection. Then unto me you will return, and I shall judge between you as to that which you used to defer. So according to this verse, how long will the followers of Jesus remain above and dominant over the disbelievers? Is it temporary?
You mean to say that all Christians are dominant over all the people today?
Yep.
No.
Okay. So, but just
no.
Okay. So that means the Quran is false then. If Christians
Quran
are
is saying us,
Islam is false.
saying us, because we believed in the Injil of Jesus. We follow Jesus.
So how long will the followers be dominant according to this verse?
We will be surviving. We will be living till the day of resurrection. We will be the people who will meet Jesus again. We will be the people who will. No, these believers will be the Christians who will be pushed away by Jesus, and Jesus will say, "I don't even recognize you, who you are."
I got you. So, so this verse says that they will be dominant. They'll be above the disbelievers from day one all the way until the day of resurrection, right?
Yes.
So is there any point where in the history between the first century, where Jesus is preaching his message and the apostles is preaching his message, all the way up until the day of resurrection, where the disbelievers can overcome the followers of Jesus and be dominant over them and corrupt their message?
No, they will not be overcome to us. Overcome us, because we are the followers of Jesus. We are dominant. We are dominant.
Was there any point in time where a corrupted message dominated the followers of Jesus over the true message?
No.
So the true message, I got you.
Corrupt is corrupt.
So the true message of Jesus was never corrupt, and the true message has always been the dominant message among the followers of Jesus, right?
Among the followers of Jesus.
Awesome. And so from the first century,
we are the ones, because we are the latest ones.
I got you. You're the latest ones. So from the first century to the second, third, fourth, fifth, what was the dominant message among the Christians in regards to Jesus and his death? Was it that he didn't die, or that he died and rose? Okay.
Now let's come to academically. What was the message that was coming from 1st century to 7th century? Do you have any historical record of that it is preserved?
Ignatius, Polycarp, Irenaeus, Papias, Clement of Rome, Clement of Alexandria, Eusebius, Justin Martyr. I'm missing a few. All of them these are 2nd century, 3rd century, 4th century, early church fathers and early church writers that all attest to the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Why not the 1st century? Why not the time of Jesus?
Oh, you want 1st century? Good. I got you 1st century. You have Paul, you have James, you have Peter, James, John, Bartholomew, Matthew, Mark, Luke.
I give a thumbs up. I give up. If you think that is the preserved message, so that definitely that's the dominant message. Right? Our subject is closed because Quran speaks about the Injil. Quran does not speak about the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
What is the Injil?
What is the Injil? I'm asking you.
No, you're not. You're saying that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is not the Injil. So tell us what it is then.
Yes, it is. It is the Gospel of Matthew, Gospel of Mark, Gospel of John, Gospel of Luke. Where's the Gospel of Jesus?
Okay, so when we do this, you guys can still see the screen, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so if we do this, can't see my tabs there, and this is all in the way. Is this my Bible app? Okay, cool. If we do this, you guys can see the Bible? Can you guys see the Bible on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. The beginning of the gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. That's how Mark starts off. So it's not his own gospel. He's recording the gospel of Jesus.
Yeah. Was it approved by Jesus?
Was it approved by Jesus? Jesus says that I send you prophets and scribes. So when Mark says that he's writing, when Mark says he's writing the gospel,
did John write that in front of him?
This ain't John. This is Mark. When Mark is saying that he's writing the gospel, he's writing the Injil, is he right or is he wrong?
When did he start writing?
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
Why?
It matters.
Why? When was the Injil?
The person who was already gone for 20 years away, and then somebody comes and writes about his saying, I'm just giving you 20 years or 20 months. I'm not giving you exact date because there are so many other informations are there that the Bible start being written by Paul, John, Mark, Matthew.
When was the Injil written?
Injil was not written. That's what I'm saying. Where is the Injil of Jesus?
Come on, man. Hold on. Let me show you.
Yeah, where is the Injil of Jesus? This is what I'm saying. You people are referring your everything that goes to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and yes.
Look at this, brother. Look at this, man. Let's make sure. Do you read Arabic?
Yes.
Awesome.
You can read Arabic?
I can't. I rely on you.
You can't?
Yes, I can. I can't read Arabic. I rely on you.
No, but then why you asked me the question?
Because I can rely on you. I was making sure I can rely on you for the Arabic.
No, but see, if I say you understand English, because I can understand English, that's why I'm asking you. You can understand.
Well, that's English. That's not why I asked about the Arabic. I don't read Arabic. You being an Arabic speaker can help us understand. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Let's go to it.
Okay, so this is chapter 7, verse 157.
Yes.
Those who follow the messenger, the prophet who can neither read or write. I'm going to skip the brackets because that's not in the actual verse, even though it kind of helps me. But I'm going to skip that to be fair to the actual Quran, okay? Who can neither read nor write, whom they find written with them in the Torah and the Injil. So the Quran says that the Torah and the Injil are written down and they're with the Jews and the Christians in Muhammad's time. You understand what I'm saying? So the Injil was written according to the Quran. Now when was it written?
You bring me the Injil of Jesus, Prophet's time.
Brother, when was the Injil written?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it wasn't written. The Injil of Jesus was not written at the time when he was raised.
Sure.
The time when he was raised.
Sure. When was it written? Is my question.
When was it written?
Mm-hmm.
It was written when Jesus was preaching them.
Okay, can you show me where your Quran says that the Injil was being written down while Jesus was preaching?
Because the Injil was given to him, so it was during his time.
Yeah, but where does it say it was written in his time? Like, for example, you believe that the Quran was compiled. You believe the Quran was compiled, right? But it wasn't compiled by Muhammad. That was compiled after Muhammad, right?
No. Who said so? Who said so?
Bukhari. Abu Bakr had Zayd bin Thabit.
Can we have a separate debate on this? I challenge you then.
On whether or not the Quran was compiled after
compilation of the Quran. No, we can have that debate.
Okay.
Academically.
Sure.
Okay. James, please set up this mark that we can have this debate. The preservation of the Quran and preservation of the gospel of Jesus.
Now we're talking about preservation.
Down.
Yeah, write it down. Okay, let's come back to this point now.
Yes. So where does the Quran say it was written?
No.
Where does it say it was written in this time?
The Injil of Matthew. Where does Quran say the Injil of
No one
Mark?
claims that. Again, I showed you what Mark says. Mark doesn't say he's writing his own.
Hold on, doctor. Stick with the Injil of Jesus.
Doctor, excuse me. I showed you Mark. He doesn't say this is the gospel of Mark. He says this is the gospel of Jesus, the Son of God. So that's what Mark claims that he's writing. You're saying that Mark isn't writing the Injil, the gospel of Jesus. And you're saying that it's because Mark wrote this after Jesus ascended. So this is why the relevant question. The Quran says the Injil was written. When was the Injil written?
Okay, it is relevant. My son, tell me, if the gospel of Jesus was existing, then why John has to write it?
Did the Quran exist in Muhammad's time?
Yes.
Did scribes write it down?
Habibi, I'm telling you, don't jump here and there.
I'm using your own logic. I'm using your logic to show you how it backfires.
I'm not saying. I'm just asking you that if the Jesus Injil was there, then why Mark, Matthew, John, and Luke have to write the gospel?
Because it was verbal. It wasn't written down yet.
So that means Jesus didn't give them anything in writing, yes?
He didn't give them anything in writing.
And he left.
Do you have something to suggest otherwise?
Yeah, no, he left. Okay.
Yes. So when was the Injil written?
Now you brought me this verse. It says written.
Yeah.
Written where?
It says the Injil was written. My question to you is, when was it written?
You are saying it was verbal. Just now you said.
Oh my gosh, dude. Just like how the Quran started off as a verbal recitation, so the Injil is a verbal recitation and ends up getting written down after it's verbally recited. Just like the Quran. If you have a problem with that, show me otherwise. When was the Injil written down? Tell me.
No, I'm just asking you, when Injil is saying, Quran is saying the Injil was written.
Mm-hmm.
So then why Mark had to write another Injil?
He's not writing another Injil. He's writing the Injil.
Whose Injil is that?
Jesus's.
Who confirmed that?
All the apostles. Mark is writing the gospel. He's writing the Injil.
Okay. If that is your belief, I respect that.
No, but it's not. But you're saying you're denying it. What probably?
I'm denying it because
I got
Muslim.
you. I know. Just hold on a second, doctor. Doctor,
Bible.
1 second, please. I understand your belief as a Muslim. Trust me. I know what you believe. My issue with you is that you have no substance for why you believe what you believe. You have no plausible reason to deny that Mark is writing the Injil. Nothing.
No, I don't have to. I love it. I love it. I say good luck to the Christians. They should follow word by word, verse by verse of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I say that.
So you agree that Mark is writing the Injil?
His Injil.
No. Let's do this again. You see the verse on the screen, right?
Yes.
All right. This is what Mark says. This is the beginning of the gospel of Jesus Christ, not of Mark, of Jesus Christ. So Mark is claiming to write the Injil of Jesus. Do you agree with Mark here or do you disagree? And why?
Okay. Let's understand this. If Mark is writing the Jesus gospel, then what did Matthew write?
Brother, do you disagree? Just focus on Mark. Do you disagree that he's writing the Injil?
I'm focusing on Mark. I said, okay, Mark is writing the gospel of Jesus.
Awesome.
What did Mark write? Matthew write?
Forget Matthew and them. This is strong enough for me. We can get to Matthew and them in a second because they also claim to be writing the gospel of Jesus. But right now, let's focus one thing at a time. So Mark is writing the Injil. Yes. Awesome. So we have the Injil. Yes. And according to the Injil, guess what Jesus says in the Injil? What does he say? Let's go to it. 32 to 34. Watch what Jesus says in the Injil. See, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be delivered over to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death and deliver him over to the Gentiles, and they will mock him and spit on him and flog him and kill him, and after 3 days, he will rise. So according to the Injil, Jesus taught that he will die and rise again, which falsifies Islam and makes Christianity true.
Good. Well done. You won the case.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You won the case. Now, let's go to Matthew. Bring the same thing.
Okay, so the debate's over. The debate's over now. You can see the debate.
Yeah, I know. Debate is over. Now get me the message of Matthew where he says that I was crucified and I was buried. And okay, so then now there will be two gospels of Jesus then.
No, it's two accounts of the same.
I'm not denying that.
It's two accounts of the same gospel. It's one gospel being written by multiple authors. It's perfectly fine.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because there are multiple disciples. There's multiple witnesses. Multiple witnesses are attesting to the gospel of Jesus.
They all should be same, isn't it? They all should be same, yes?
They are the same.
And there's no contradiction?
Nope.
You swear by Jesus?
I don't have to. I don't swear. Jesus says, "Let our yes be our yes."
You say, "I swear by the name of Father,
my
the
Lord,
Son, and the
my
Holy
Lord
Spirit,
says."
That
Dr. Abdul, you're not listening. My Lord Jesus tells me not to swear. He says, "Let my yes be yes, and my no be no." So yes, all the gospels are consistent. Let me tell you. Let me answer you. All the writings of the gospel, Matthew, Mark, Luke's, and John's account of the gospel of Jesus are all consistent with each other. All of it.
No contradiction?
I just said they're all consistent. You don't have to ask the same thing. They're all consistent with each other. No contradiction between them. They're perfectly consistent and in line with each other, complementary to each other.
Okay,
James. Now with you, just 1 second. In light of this debate, we have just solidified that Islam is false and Christianity is true.
You're a winner, man. Keep it up.
So what's next?
No, I'm telling you, you're the winner.
I know. Thank you.
You are Christian.
What's next?
You are Christian, and you have to prove Islam is false. I salute you for that.
Thank you.
You are Christian, and you are saying that Quran is false. I salute for that.
You just
now let me, James. Can I bring my evidence from the Bible?
But you admitted
and
it.
He is witness. He is witness, and his Father, his God is also Jesus is witnessing him. That there is no contradiction in 4 gospels. Now I'm going to bring, if you allow me, let me bring my notes.
Of course.
By the way, how much time do we have left in this section, James?
Let's see. We started at 11 my time. So we usually would go into the Q&A around this time, but let's give Dr. Abdul a chance to cover what he wants to cover, and then we'll go into the Q&A right after, if that's okay.
Cool.
If you haven't yet, folks, hit that like button. We do appreciate it. And DebateCon 6, featuring Daniel Hakikachu, Muslim Skeptic, versus Avery, God Logic Apologetics, on Trinity versus Tawheed, will be in July 25th. Check out the link in the description box below. It's still loading, but now it shows. Yep.
Okay. Now, please let me read and don't interrupt me, please.
Well, you said you were going to quote the gospel. Well,
of course, I'm coming to that. Please have patience. I'm coming to that.